So hello and welcome to ATech. My name is Akshay and this is continuation to part 1 of .NET Frameworks tutorial. And those who have not seen part 1 of this series, I will recommend you guys to go and watch that first in order to understand this concept better. Okay, so link I have given the description below. You can check that out for that video. So coming to this video, we'll see what is assembly in .NET and how and where these assemblies generate. Also, what type of assemblies get generated depending on the type of application we are creating. Okay, now I could have explained this part in part 1 itself. Okay, when I explained that .NET program execution everything, but my perception of learning new things is that whatever we learn, we should have theoretical knowledge of it first. Okay, and then we should implement that in action or practical. At least whenever I want to learn new things or anything, I prefer this kind of approach. Okay, so just don't mix theory with practical at the same time. First have good understanding of something, then you implement that in practical. Okay, but again different people have different perception of things and learning new things. So coming back to the video, we'll see how assemblies are generated depending on the type of the application we create. Also first we see what is assembly. Okay, so there is a basic simple definition of assemblies contains all the types and the resources. We see basically it is a collection of types and resources. But how assemblies in the .NET generates and how a .NET assembly is different from normal assembly. Okay, so for that matter, let's jump into the Visual Studio. We'll see that in action. Now here it is a normal console application. As you can see, it it's printing only a simple hello world message to the console. We'll see that. Just press Ctrl F5. As you can see here, it is just only printing a simple hello world message to the console. Okay, so now first we have to build this. Okay, so I have already run the program, but still I want to show you this step by step. So you have to right click on solution, build the solution, and build succeeded. Then right click on the project, open folder and open folder in File Explorer. Go to bin, debug, netcore app 3.1, and you will see there is a .dll file as well as .exe. So this is the main file. You can check by right clicking that file, go to properties, and as you can see here, this is of .exe type. So why is that so? This console application generates both .dll and .exe. So why is that so? First we see one class library project. What's that class library will generate? Okay, we'll see that first. So you will understand it better. Just right click on solution, add new project, we'll choose a class library project from here, which has language C#. Next, create. Now we'll build this solution again. This succeed. Now we'll right click on the class library project. Again same procedure, open folder in File Explorer, go to bin, debug, .NET Standard 2.0, and as you can see here, it is only producing .dll file. So this is the type of assembly a class library is producing, and when you see, the console application have produced two type of assemblies. One is .dll and one is .exe. So why is that so? Because this DLL is needed when you want to give reference of this project to another project. Okay, basically you can give the reference of this project into another project. Okay, we'll see that in action. First understand this concept, and this exe file is needed to run the application. Basically this file is responsible when we see something, sorry, something like this. Okay, so now why it is producing DLL as well? Basically what happens behind the scenes, the DLL of this class library project, it gets linked with console application project DLL behind the scenes, and then that those assemblies combinedly gets converted into single assembly, and then this JIT compiler of the CLR environment convert that assembly into a native code. And again the assembly of type.exe or that exe file is needed to show that output. Okay, and that's how it works, that we will see. Now first we see if this class library now let's first see that this class library, let's try to run this project. Sorry, you have to choose class library as your starting project, and if I run this, so this shows some error. A project with an output type of class library cannot be started directly. Okay, so just because this is a class library, you cannot run that directly. So why is this project even needed, this class library project? That's where this DLL came in use when we want to use this project in some another project. How that we will see. Now right click on the project, add reference. Now as you can see here, there is a class library project, you can see. So it is in the same solution, that's why you can see that project here. Check that project and click OK. Now this class library project, this class library project's reference is added into this project. Okay, as you can see here. Now why we want to do something like this? Okay, so let's go to this class library project, and let's say we have one method here. Let's say the name of the method is get details, and what it is taking as parameter a string. Okay, and what it basically do, now my goal is not to show you how good this method will be in giving the output, in returning some output. My goal is to show only why we are using this class library's reference in this project. So that's why, so I will not waste my time in this method. Just we will see how this method can be used inside another project. Just simply return that name only. Okay, we'll build that project. Now go to the project where we have given the reference of this class library project. Here in the program, this program is what basically it is printing only a simple hello world message. So now what we will do, we will use first of all one using statement here, that is class library, the reference of which we have just added. Now this class library project has this class, and this class has basically this method. So now in this program we'll just have one variable name, and this class library 3 project has one class, that is class 1, and that class 1 has this get details method. Now how this get details method can be called using only class, because this method is static. So for static method we don't need to create an object of this class to call this method, so we can call this method on the class name itself. Okay, so now I will give this name to this method, and I will use this name instead of hello world. I will append this name here like this, and I will run this project. Okay, again you have to choose, you have to set console app2 as your starting project and press control F5. As you can see here, it's printing hello Akshay. Okay, so basically that was the objective of showing that we can have this reference, we can have this class library reference into another project. So that's how .dll assemblies are also very useful. So when I say that compiler compiles this application's code into an assembly, so what basically it does, this is, let's say, a source code of this application, and compiler compiles this application's code into an assembly like this. So this is assembly. Okay, and again I want to show you one thing. Just double click on the project, and as you can see here, the output type is exe. If I make this type, if I make this type as library, okay, and build this project, so build is succeeded. But if you now try to run this project, it will say the output type of class library cannot be started directly. Okay, so basically it is showing what I have just explained. So it should be .exe, control shift build, and now I will run. So output is shown. Now we see the summary, that is an assembly. As I have already explained what is assembly. An assembly is a collection of types and resources that are built to work together and form a logical unit of functionality. Assemblies take the form of executable, that is can be .exe or dynamic link library .dll files, and are the building blocks of .NET application that I have explained just now in action in Visual Studio. Also, to generate an assembly, just build a project and go to open project in File Explorer option to see the assembly. Okay, we can give reference of class level projects into another project by adding reference of the project. Okay, also we can give any type of project reference into another project, not just only class library project into another project. Okay, in this video I have just explained how these assemblies generate and where they generate, but in our upcoming video I will show you how .NET framework or compiler found or locate this assembly at runtime. Okay, as well as how you can see this intermediate language code using developer tools. Okay, that we will also see in our upcoming videos. Okay, so that's it from my side for today's video. We will meet soon in our next part of this tutorial series. Till then, stay tuned and thank you.